Larry is out for Larry.
Now,
in the wrestling business, in a sense, I can't blame him.
Now, he says that he's much more honorable and trustworthy these days.
I mean, the years that I worked with this man in World Championship Wrestling, I would have been the first to agree, but all of a sudden tonight, I'm so confused about what's gone down here tonight involving
Larry. Let's see what's going to happen now. Slyk Wagner Brown, the challenger, and there once again is the beautiful April Hunter. And she's the valet or manager or business manager of
all of the above and maybe more.
Well, we'll see if she has a hand in this match. Right now, we're getting ready.
What?
In the match here.
Where's that? Oh, a hand in the match.
In the match. I said in the match, not in the crotch. In the match.
Now look at Zbyszko. Look at how he's. Do you see this?
He's already shown favoritism.
Well, he's giving. I would think he's giving instructions to Brown and warning him about what to say and what not to say. That's what I think he's doing. Here in the meantime, here comes the champ, NWA TNA's Ron Killings, boogieing his way down to the ring. He absolutely, but not just an entertainer. He's a fine athlete. He's not a sports entertainer. He's a professional wrestler.
He's got a CD, hip-hop, rap, combined with his incredible wrestling ability. The former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. You know the question that I'm about ready to ask, don't you?
Go right ahead.
Can you handle the truth?
I knew you were going to ask. You were going to ask that, Mike, today. In the meantime, to take a title from someone else, the man's a total package. There he is.
There he is, the suntan Superman, the CSWF Heavyweight Champion, Ron the Truth Killings. I mean, how can you doubt this man? Like Mike Tenay said, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Ken Shamrock.
Let's get a comment from the Dean here. Before the match starts, would you like to give us some analysis?
He dances good.
A very in-depth analysis by the Dean Crowbar here. Mike Tenay, you've seen obviously Ron Killings, former NWA champion, now the cyberspace champion. You've seen Slyk Wagner Brown. Little analysis of this match. Now try to be impartial here.
I will be strictly straight down the middle, impartial. I've been watching Mr. Brown. Been watching Mr. Brown in recent years, and he even has ventured down to the TNA.
Oh, Larry Zbyszko trying to get your...
I'm watching you, Zbyszko. Call it down the middle. That's it. I'm watching, Ron. We've got Crowbar here as well.
Analyzing this match right before the bell here.
So let's give a little analysis. I've seen Mr. Brown on a couple of appearances, both here in CSWF as well as some matches that he wrestled on TNA Explosion. And you know, he was trained for the sport by the legendary Killer Kowalski.
Absolutely.
And in the mind and in the eyes of Killer Kowalski, he's so accomplished that he often has been the head trainer for Killer Kowalski's wrestling school. So we know that what we're dealing with here in the challenger in Mr. Brown. I think you're going to see more of a ground-oriented offense from the challenger. And when it comes to the champion, Ron Killings can do it all. Ron Killings can beat you with power moves, power slams. He can beat you with his legs. He can beat you with high-flying moves. That's why I think that the edge, the advantage here will go to Ron Killings. In addition, keep in mind how many high-profile, high-stakes, major matches Ron Killings has been in the national spotlight, as opposed to Mr. Brown. Think about Killings being involved in those NWA World's title matches with 3 Live Crew for the NWA World Tag Team Championship belts on the big stage, both in TNA and in the WWE through his career.
Correct.
And if you think about that and you look at that kind of a resume, then Mr. Brown doesn't have that kind of experience to try and combat the truth.
The only experience that Mr. Brown really can put forward here is that he's a regular wrestler on the independent scene, wrestling sometimes 4 and 5 nights a week, Mike.
I mean, that's invaluable, especially to a young man that's, you know, trying to get up to that next stage, trying to get up to that next level. Nothing is more important than on a nightly basis.
Sean, let's pick up the action here.
Oh, and did you see that? He just got slapped right in the face. What a show of disrespect.
It wasn't a show of disrespect. He's trying to show who's the boss right now.
You know, the experience of Ron and Truth Killings, but the X factor in the favor of Slick Wagner Brown. He's got April Hunter on the outside, Larry Zbyszko on the inside. How unfair is this?
Well, I don't think Larry Zbyszko is in the corner of the challenger.
Oh, well, we'll see that a little bit later on tonight, won't we? Call it down the middle. We'll see.
Dean, would you care to do some play-by-play here?
Elbow tie up, backs Ron Killings into the corner. Look at that, twice. That's 2 times. Brought him into the corner there. Blatantly slaps him across right in front of the referee.
Now, as you see, the commissioner, Larry Zbyszko, the referee, is going after Brown for breaking the rules here.
As well he should.
Well, absolutely, but we see right now that Larry Zbyszko is remaining impartial.
Well, let's find out if he is or not. Let's let the match progress past the first 2 minutes. Let's see how Larry Zbyszko, the commissioner of this organization. Wait a minute. That's not the kind of I'm sorry.
Wagner Brown encouraging the youth here in Wayne to chant that a fine role model he
Dirty
makes.
language. That is true right here in Wayne, New Jersey.
Never encouraged.
Mr. Killings back in the ring now. Again, a former National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion.
And that was douchebag encouragement by Slick Wagner Brown.
Thank you, sir.
Collar elbow tie up in the ring. And, hey, the champion's backed up into the corner.
Now Zbyszko getting between them, so a clean break.
Oh, he didn't do anything. What is Zbyszko?
Oh, Killings taking a cheap shot there while he was arguing. Well, he was arguing with the referee here. Into the ropes. No, Killings going into the ropes. Slick Wagner taking him down. Leaps up on his feet. Flying Beal down to the mat. Wagner with a flying drop kick. 1,000 miles an hour, and Killings is outside the ring.
There you go. Smart move by the champion. There's no timeout in wrestling. Stay outside the ring, regroup, take a 9 count. That's what I would do if I was managing him.
Count up to 4 here. Killings getting back into the ring to break the count. To break the count.
The difference, that's what we were talking about when we previewed this title matchup. The fact that Killings has been to the big dance before on many occasions.
However, I don't believe, if I read the bylaws correctly, that if he's counted out, he's going to lose the belt anyway. So going out there, he doesn't lose anything, Mike Tenay.
Well, let's just see how Larry Zbyszko would handle a situation like that. But I'm going to tell you right up front, Bill, Ron Killings is not here to lose a match by disqualification, to lose a match by countout and protect his title. That's not what this is about. That's not what TNA is about. And as a matter of fact, TNA is the one organization in the world today where in a title match, you are not allowed to protect the belt by disqualification. You lose by disqualification, you lose the belt.
But this is not a TNA title.
I'm telling you, that's TNA's motto. That's what Ron Killings deals with on a regular basis. And I can tell you, speaking for total nonstop action, that's not the way we're here to take care of business.
Perhaps he wants to change the rules just a little bit here at cyberspace.
We don't need to change the rules here. As I've explained to you earlier, cyberspace wrestling is here, bringing the stars of TNA in to increase attendance, to get the rub from TNA. We're not here to change any rules. We're just here to win championships and take big piles of money home.
Killings now working on the leg of Slick Wagner Brown, who kicks out of the move. Brown going again for the attack on that leg, trying to weaken Brown by working on that left leg. Slams it down, and Brown is in a lot of trouble right now. Killings going right after him, not wasting any time, taking him into the corner. Taking that leg, wrapping it around the ropes.
There you go, using the ropes as a tag team partner, if you will. And hey, he can get the submission at any point. with that leg lock.
There's a snap mare and going back to the legs once again.
Shades of the Andersons, if you'll recall.
Absolutely, they
Working
were
on a singular body part. Ron Killings is focusing in to weaken the knee of Mr. Brown and doing a tremendous job.
and also
Capacity, I might add.
thank you, sir. And also to weaken the aerial attack of Slick Wagner Brown.
That's why it's a dual purpose.
This week.
What was that?
Purpose.
That's the new
Tenacity.
word- That's the new word Mr. Tanay taught me this
Which word is that?
Tenacity.
Tenacity or tenacity? Actually.
Tenacious Tenay.
Tenacious, yes. Tenacious Tenay. Ron Killings right now.
I already.
Ron Killings now taking Brown's leg out of the ring and smashing it onto the hard part of the ring apron here.
Systematically taking apart the challenger. Perfect.
April Hunter trying to get involved.
Wagner Brown jumping all around with one bad wheel. What do you think of that, Mr. Apter?
No, I agree. I would only like to see April Hunter jumping around actually. But let's get back to the match here. With Zbyszko right now checking to make sure everything is being kept within the rules here, as Ron Killings is trying to keep his cyberspace title against the challenger, Slick Wagner Brown. Killings now working on the left arm of Brown.
Smart offense here. You've already weakened the man's base. You've taken out his knee. Now weaken the arm and then take advantage of a crippled opponent. Brown trying to mount a comeback, but just as soon as he does, Ron Killings.
Here's that attack once again on the legs of Slick Wagner Brown.
Boy, you take an extremity like a leg away from Brown, he's not nearly as effective. Half of his offense is gone right now.
Off topic, Mr. Apter, if you had the choice of being world heavyweight champion or owning a copy of Lap Dance magazine, which one would you pick?
I can't commit to the answer right now, just in case my family. We have
Wrestling doesn't have enough from the same family.
no, not at all. Highbury House in England does not produce Lap Dance magazine.
Just a question, just a thought. The way that you.
Well, let me ask you a question. Which would you prefer, Lap Dance magazine, a subscription to it, or the NWA World Heavyweight Championship?
I think I have a better chance of getting Lap Dance magazine.
Thank you very much. Very honest comment there by the Dean Crowbar.
Say which one he would prefer to have. He just said better chance because let's face it, Mr. Crowbar is not in line for an NWA World's title shot. That's not Mr. Crowbar's job. That's not Mr. Crowbar's position at this point in time.
Mr. Crowbar was and probably still is an excellent competitor.
Oh, are you kidding? One of the greatest. Matter of fact, he was on our last event here with CSWF. He was at Fatal Attraction in a matchup with Danny Doring. Did very well in that matchup with Danny Doring, by the way, Mr. Crowbar. But tonight, his role, his job is to watch my back. I have it in my
Well,
cup.
right now we're watching the front of Ron Killings getting chopped by Slick Wagner Brown. Killings into the ropes, but comes off with a knee to Killings to Brown's midsection, and then with a leg
Axe kick.
Let
Axe
me
kick.
ask you something, Mr. Apter.
Yes, sir. A little more weakening of the body of Slick Wagner Brown, and I think he's had it.
I can feel that same thing. I can sense Ron Killings is on the verge of putting away the challenger.
Tearing him apart piece by piece, but Brown doesn't want to give in. Oh! Brown!
Adrenaline rush. I think he may have used up that final piece of energy. Slick Wagner Brown may have gone to the well that time to come back with the power bomb. Desperation move on his part.
The champion taking that powerbomb full force, stopping him in his tracks. But he gets up, tries again. Brown hitting him with some great shots to the face. There's a chop, another chop. Into the ropes goes Killing, but comes off with a DDT maneuver.
That's the way to overpower him. Take him down, spike him, drop him on his head, DDT style. Cover him. Here it is. Here's one. Here's two.
Commissioner Zbyszko with a 2 count.
Wait a minute, that count looked a little slow to me.
I don't think that was slow at all. It's 1,000, 2 1,000, and that's where
It seemed deliberate. I'll say that. Let's see how things pan out. Keep your eye on Zbyszko.
Are you saying he's doing what April Hunter did in the ladies match? Oh,
Man, look out.
Zbyszko going down for the count now. 1, 2, It's the same.
The same cadence to me.
Yes, it really did.
We have Dean Crowbar with his stopwatch.
Does he know the word cadence, by the way?
He knows. Are you kidding? He's in special ed. He's got the stopwatch where he's measuring the cadence of the counts. What did you have that time between counts? Let me take a look at the stopwatch here. 0.9 seconds between counts. Almost a full second.
That was my estimation of that, by the way, before we looked at the official time clock, of course. Well, Wagner going up and over. Killings trying the same. Catching Wagner with a flying body press. Trying to hook the leg. Larry going 1, 2. Larry didn't seem to be in his fluid motion as he...
Piece of the count was okay, but it was the way that he went down to make the count. Oh, yeah.
Great. No one gets up from that. Ron Killings now going to retain the belt. And that's it. It's a 3 count. And Slick Wagner Brown is down and out. And Ron Killings has successfully defended
That belt.
that belt, the CSWF belt.
Why are there fans that are ringside with belts these days?
Killings, by the way, methodically tearing down the game plan of Slick Wagner Brown.
Oh, and look how dejected our commissioner, Larry Sabisco, looks. Looked like he wanted to take that title away from Mike Tenay, Ron Killings, and TNA, but it just didn't happen. Ron Killings is still the CSWF Heavyweight Champion.
It's been a great night of wrestling action here, and unfortunately for Slick Wagner Brown,